What's up, y'all? In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 3 worst heliocentric proofs. Call them globe proofs, but I would say that they are heliocentric because they don't all have to do with curvature. And the point of this video is not to argue flat Earth versus globe. I'm already 100% globe. And people are standing upside down from each other on opposite ends of the ball. I kicked a hornet's nest with my previous video. Ooh, flat earthers are big mad. They're big mad. They lost another one. They lost their biggest fish in Jaren, and now they lost me. And it just hurts their feelings. But it feels so good to be free from the cult. It's amazing to me that those people will still defend the flat earth like it's a family member or something. I mean, it's almost like they have leprosy and the cure is right in front of them, but they continue to want to have leprosy. And instead of their limbs falling off, they're losing friends, they're losing family, and they're losing opportunities. And they're just fine with it. They're just going to keep rolling with it. And they're going to keep thinking that the earth is flat, even though there's not one shred of evidence for that. Not one. However, though, the point of today's video is to talk about the 3 worst globe proofs. I think the globers can do better than these 3 things that I'm getting ready to talk about. Number 1, looking up in the sky and saying, all the other planets are round, so the Earth must be round too. Ultimately, you're correct. All the other planets are round, and we're also round. However, saying that just seems so elementary. It just seems like something a 2nd grader would say. And if you're trying to convince people that the Earth is a globe, I think you should come with something a little more scientific than that. Because my response to that was, do those other planets have life on them? How come we don't have rings going around us like Saturn does? Jupiter's a big ball of gas. We're not a big ball of gas. So why are we comparing all these things and acting like they're the exact same? It's like someone that didn't know any better looking at a kangaroo and going, hey, that kangaroo is standing on 2 legs. We must be the same as a kangaroo. However, they're ignoring the fact that the kangaroo has a tail, it has fur, it carries its baby in a pouch on the front. But they're just like, nope, it stands on 2 legs. We stand on 2 legs. Same thing. I mean, yes, both humans and kangaroos are mammals, and we both have blood flowing through our veins. But in the end, we're not exactly the same. So again, I think globers can do better, and I think they need to just throw that one out. Just throw that one out completely. Number 2, stars not having any parallax or moving is the same as mountain ranges far off in the distance not moving when you drive down the street. That's patently false, and it's patently absurd. Anybody that lives around the mountains can tell you that if you go driving across the state, the mountain ranges in the background move. They change. Heck, you can go hiking for a few miles and the mountain ranges far off in the distance will change and move. So, I mean, that's ridiculous. That's such a terrible argument to make. I get what you're trying to say, that they're so far away that they don't seem like they're moving, but they do move. If you actually look at them, they move. Again, throw that one out or think of a better example. And when I was getting into flat Earth, this is one of the very first questions I ever had, and it was one of the very first memes I ever made too, which was also one of my more popular memes. This thing is probably still showing up in Eric DeBay videos. But my question was, if the Earth is spinning and flying and zipping through space, how come the constellations haven't changed in thousands of years? They're still the same constellations. You would think they would have moved a little bit by now, but nope, they're still exactly the same. I don't know, that's kind of a brain twister, the fact that those stars never move. I mean, that's how sailors are able to navigate the seas, is because they look up at the stars and the positions are always fixed. So, like I said though, I get the argument that they're just so super far away that they don't appear to move. However, if they were that far away, how are we still seeing them? It's just one of those things that doesn't quite make sense to me yet. Maybe I can get someone to explain it a little better, but for right now, that doesn't make any sense. Let's move on to number 3. People claiming that they can see boats going over the horizon from 3 miles away while they're standing on a beach. Let's say that again. People think that they can see boats going over the curvature of Earth from ground level from the beach. So I'm supposed to believe that I'm seeing a boat going over the curvature of the Earth from 3 miles away. However, when I look side to side, I can see like 10 miles left to right, and it's perfectly flat. How come there's not a big giant curve going left to right? It just goes front to back. It's like, what are we living on, a toilet paper roll? Nowhere else can you stand from 3 miles away and see anything go over the curvature. And one of the things that everybody just seems to ignore is wave shoaling. And if you don't know what wave shoaling is, it's when the waves come in from the ocean, and when they get closer to the shore, they make waves and they push up, and there's a natural hump of water right there. Yes, the waves in the front are higher than the water behind it, causing there to be a hump. And that's gonna obscure things behind the waves. But do you ever hear anybody talking about that? No, you don't. They're just gonna claim that's the curvature of the Earth, and boats are going over the curvature. No, I don't think so. That's called shoaling. And that's when the waves push up because of the pressure of when they come in to the shore. They hit the shore, they press up, and they go back. And it's going to make a natural hump right there. But it's just crazy that people claim that that is the curvature of the Earth. I can see maybe where they thought that thousands of years ago in the Greek days when they didn't really know any better. But this is 2025 and we have modern technology. We can detect these things. So again, I think that that's just an archaic globe proof that needs to be tossed. And personally, I don't think anybody should try to measure curvature over the water, especially the ocean, because there are just too many variables. You've got waves sticking up in the front. You've got refraction. It's very difficult to tell where the actual water line is because of that mirroring effect. So I just don't think that testing curvature on water is going to be that accurate. There's just too many things that can be questioned. Or the fact that people claim that they can see the curvature from anywhere on Earth. If the ball is really 25,000 miles around at the equator, it's going to appear flat. You're not going to see curvature from the ground. You're not going to see curvature if you hike to the top of a mountain. You're not even going to see curvature if you're flying around in a plane. Hell, even dumbass Neil deGrasse Tyson knows that. Remember when he gave that speech? That stuff is flat. Flat. He even said it twice. Yes, I realize the guy doesn't know the difference between men and women, but cut him a break. He's a scientist. So those are my top 3 worst globe proofs. And personally, I think when globers use those, all they do is push people to flat Earth because they sound so ridiculous. And like I said, there are so many other globe proofs that you can go with. Just throw those 3 out. Just throw those completely out. But anyways, guys, that's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up. And until the next video, peace.